Hello everybody and welcome on today's video. Today I'm going to get this little apricot out of its pot, and it's a quite special moment for me because it was created from a seed that I planted here after eating the apricot, and it's now I think 2 or 3 years old and the buds are starting to swell, so yeah, it's a special moment. So let's come a little closer and have a look. So the tree was planted in pure garden soil, and well, yeah, it's not perfect of course, but it did well. So now I'm going to try to remove as much as of the garden compost as I can by just scratching away all the soil, and that's always a dangerous moment because yeah, you need to bare root the tree almost to see what's going on, and then I will have to plant the tree in a nice little pot and protect it from the frost, which it has been protected. It's spent every night inside in the garage where it's not freezing, and tonight it's gonna freeze again. Not bad, you know, -3, but okay, I feel like I have a big root here, which is not surprising, but I'm trying to find the radial roots. So I'm going to continue this, and then I will clean the roots in the tub and I will be back. So in the soil I found the remainings of the big seed, which is now empty, but it was still present, so well, okay. So this is the tree, and well, I have a quite nice root flare here. So it's not perfect, of course. This is a big root. This is the tap root, which I'm going to cut off, and that's all I'm gonna cut off. So that's gonna be it for today. So that's what I remove, and that's what I keep. Now, of course, I have a whole lot of roots here, so I will try to develop these ones, and then in another video, another year, I will do another selection of the roots. So I have this little pot here, which is way too big for this little tree, but it doesn't matter because the only thing I want to do is to make this tree grow as fast and as good as it can. So I'm opening up the roots, and filling this up with soil. And then again, combing everything, and eventually all the roots will go where I want them to go. Big pot for such a little tree. So I'm wondering, will it have flowers? Could be. So you see, I'm raking out the roots while I'm positioning my soil now. And I'll do that for every side. Now the sides of the pot are nicely filled. And I'll add some more soil in the center. So that's gonna be it. So I have absolutely no clue what the front of this tree will be. It's much too soon to decide on that. I don't know. I think these apricots are not very flexible, so I'll probably have to get it out of the pot next year and have a look at the root base to make a decision for the front and maybe do a first bending. But first we need to get this tree growing happily. And of course here is the traditional little sandstone that I want in every tree. So, well, that's it for today. Yeah. I'll probably be back with this with a little update when it has leaves. So, I'll see you then. We're still in the first half of April now, and my little apricot, well, he woke up. I lost a few branches here at the top, and I fear that this one is also a dead stump, so just going to remove that. For the rest, I'm not going to do anything. The tree had its first root work in spring, so I think it's good to let it grow now. Well, apricots, it's a little bit of a problem because, well, you can keep them outside, but you must protect them from frost. So yeah, it's tricky tree, tricky. So I think it looks nice. I love the color on the leaves. You see, it has that green color and also this little reddish edge on it. So yeah, it's a beautiful little tree, but it's too early to start really the styling. So just keeping it in the spot, keeping it growing as well as I can, and well, for the styling we will see in a year or two maybe, I think. Yeah. The apricot seedling is looking quite sparse, but he looks quite happy. So I'm just observing now this tree because I don't know anything about apricot. So yeah, I think there's still a little interesting curves here. This is a little more straight, and I think they are quite brittle. Now, what I'm going to do is cut back the tips of this tree, because I feel that these little black spots are buds. So I think it might be nice to have some lower branches. So yeah, just going to remove the very tips and see what happens. Maybe just a little more. So yeah, that's all. So we'll see in a couple of weeks, maybe some buds will open, and that might be very interesting, of course, because this is very thin, very straight, very uninteresting. So yeah, to be continued. It is now half October, and this apricot had a strange run this summer. Lost all its leaves in the dry and hot period, and then recovered and, well, second flush. So it's probably exhausted now, like much of the trees this season. But yeah, he's doing well, and the color of the leaves is absolutely magnificent. It's deep red Bordeaux, magnificent color, and I'm not sure what to do with this tree now. I will probably have to give it some shelter in the winter, because it's a tree from the Mediterranean and it's going to be too cold here. And I don't know what to do about the shape, so I probably will get it out of the pot in spring and then have a look at the root base, which I might do now real quick. So just with a brush, get some of the surface soil away. I'm going to take my stuff one second. So I'm going to brush away gently some of the surface soil, and maybe I can find some good radial root base, but I don't think that I will. And I planted this quite deep for health issues, so don't think I can see any good root spread. So I don't have any idea what the front of this tree should be, because I mostly choose the front of my trees with the root spread in mind. No, I don't think. Well, there are good roots here. Maybe this tree is trying to air layer itself, which is also a possibility if you don't have good roots. So I think I probably will get it out of the pot. I have a good root here. Don't know if you can see that. This is quite a good root, but I don't know. I might have to get it out of the pot. And the problem is these trees are not really that flexible, so I will have to be very careful when I find a front and I want to wire it, because it's not bad. There's a little movement, but that's not enough to make it an interesting tree. Well, anyways, I will have to get it out of the pot and then see what I must do. But that will be something for spring. So, yeah, that's the plan. And this is how he looks now, the end of December 2022. It had a rough journey. Lost all its leaves, and well, now I'm protecting it from the worst frost. It's now 10 degrees outside, so I don't care. I think it can stand these temperatures. But I was looking it up, and apricot, and they say it's somewhere from China originally, or well, and in China it can get really cold, so I don't know. Is this tropical? Is this something in between, more Mediterranean? I have no clue. So it might very well be that this tree does very well in this climate here in Belgium, where we have something -7, 8 at the most. Well, we had worse, but not on a regular basis. So I don't know what to do with this tree, and I'm sure that when I protect it, it will not harm it, but it makes things complicated when you have to get them in and out and stuff like that. So if anyone knows something, I'd love to know it. So yeah, for next year, I think I'm going to get this tree out of its pot, look at the root spread, and then maybe choose a front and start a bending. I don't know what, because it's quite straight and it's really flexible. Now, of course, it's very thin. And then probably I'll choose this one or this one or this one to make a new leader, which will increase the taper. And I think these are all little buds, so they probably will open. And yeah, the tree has a lot of growing to do, and maybe one day I'll get flowers, because it's an apricot, so you never know. I'm not expecting flowers, but it would be nice if there were. So yeah, that's what we have. And so this concludes the journey of this little apricot, which has a whole long way to go before it becomes a nice bonsai. So yeah, I think it's nice. It's just a young plant, but with a probably already acceptable root base, which we will see next spring, and with a few branches that I can choose from to make a new leader. So I think that's a good start. Well, anyway, we'll see. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.